Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to go over a recipe on how to make chicharrones for pupusas. So right here I have about 2 pounds of pork shoulder. You can use any type of pork that you want, just as long as it has a little bit of fat in it. I have a teaspoon of salt, about 5 cloves of garlic, and I have a ½ teaspoon of oregano, black pepper, cumin, and turmeric. I have 1 green pepper, 3 tomatoes, half of a small white onion, and a bulb of garlic as well. So right now we're going to get started with cooking our pork here, and what you want to do is add these ingredients right here, which is the salt and garlic, and we're going to add about a cup of water. Everything on this side of the table is going to be used once the pork is cooked. We're going to toss it in a food processor and mix it all together. So I'm going to start by adding the water here. I'm gonna get the teaspoon of salt, spread it around. We're gonna toss in our garlic. We should be good to go. We're gonna go take this, put it over the flame, and get it cooking. Alright, we can see that our pork is cooking up, so we're just gonna mix it around here. Just gonna let it sit for a little bit more. We'll come back when it's ready. Alright, as you can see, they're frying here. Our pork is developing a little crust, and we're gonna let it sit there for about 5 more minutes until it's looking like this all around. That way we'll put it in the food processor and mix it up with the rest of our ingredients. As you can see, our pork is done. We're just gonna turn off the fire here and let them sit and cool off just for a little bit before we throw them in the food processor. Alright, we've taken it off the fire, it's cooled down, and I've had enough time to shred our pork into little pieces like this. And what we're gonna do is put this in a food processor along with a ½ teaspoon of oregano, black pepper, cumin, turmeric, and salt. We also have all those vegetables that we mentioned earlier, so ½ onion, about 3 cloves of garlic, 3 tomatoes, and 1 green bell pepper. And we're going to put all of that here in the food processor. It's all a little bit too much to put all at once, so what I'm going to do is at least grab half and do 2 servings. So we're going to start with our pork. You want to mix it around, make sure you get it coverage everywhere. Alright, I've stopped our food processor because I noticed, and you're probably not going to see it here, but along the top line of the food processor here, we had a few ingredients that weren't being blended as much, so we're just going to push those down with the spoon here, make sure they get in there. Also, to further facilitate the food processor and the shredding process, we're just going to add a little bit of water. I have a ¼ cup of water here, I'm only going to add half of it. A little bit more. I'm going to mix it around just a little bit. That way we're looking for more of a paste-like consistency. That's what we're looking to get with the water. We're going to put this back on and turn it back on. Alright, we finished up here. I'm gonna pull this off and show you that's our consistency. That's what we're looking for. You can see it's basically a paste at this point. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over here and transfer it to a pan. The same pan that we used to fry the pork is what we're gonna use here again. You see that it still has that layer of some of the grease that we were cooking with earlier. We're gonna use that to our advantage. Alright, with that done, we're gonna get our second batch going, and I'll meet you over by the stove once we're done. Alright, we finished running the pork to the food processor. I'm gonna turn on a medium flame here. Get our pan going there. We're gonna leave this here for about 5 minutes. We want all those flavors mixing together while we cook this. Be sure to keep mixing it around. You wanna get every part moving around because the last thing you want is this burning up on you. You wanna get that grease on there as well. That's gonna add another level of flavor. Alright, it's been on for about 5 minutes now. And as you can see, it's got a paste-like consistency. Look at that, it's good to go. I'm gonna take it off the flame here and let it cool down just for a little bit. And we'll be good to go. Alright, we've plated it, it looks good, and it's ready to go. We're gonna use these for pupusas, so please be sure to click the link below for that video. And please be sure to follow the links for any other videos on how to make the ingredients for pupusas. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please comment below on how it turned out for you. And please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.